If we was to fight right now on the streets, I'll break neck. And that's on my kids. And you know it, I know it, and the whole world know it. And
when that happens, or is it like...
I just really don't like that dude.
Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. That's like,
just not your cup of tea. That's just not your...
I don't like nothing about it.
Terence Crawford and Gervonta have been at odds for quite some time, but we never truly anticipated how intense things could become if they were to meet face-to-face until now.
I got a question for you, Tank. At 147, how does a fight with you and Terence Crawford look?
147?
147.
I tapped that trend. You know he going to sleep.
I already know. I already know
he ain't got no chance.
I already know.
It's almost fight week for Gervonta Davis as he wraps up his training camp, preparing for his 31st fight and aiming for his 29th knockout. Recently, Davis and his opponent, Roach, held a behind-the-scenes press meeting in Brooklyn, New York, near the venue where their bout will take place. The two participated in a roundtable interview, adding to the anticipation of their upcoming clash. Meanwhile, Terence Crawford has also been in New York since Kezin Davis's fight against Dennis, keeping the boxing scene buzzing with activity.
Whoever, I told Tank know what's up. You know what I mean? He know what he up against when he fights Shakur or Keyshawn. You know what I mean? He want to fight these.
The fight took place on Valentine's Day at Madison Square Garden, with Terence Crawford among the notable attendees, alongside Claressa Shields and several other top-tier boxers. Since then, Crawford has remained in New York, preparing to travel to Saudi Arabia to watch Shakur Stevenson face off against Floyd Schofield. Surprisingly, Crawford made an appearance at the press meeting between Gervonta Davis and Roach. However, the event quickly spiraled into chaos when Crawford interrupted the session. Tensions flared after Gervonta Davis confronted him over recent comments Crawford had made about him, leading to an unexpected brawl.
He would never even think about to come up to 154.
What about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Crawford acknowledged making the controversial comments and even dared Gervonta to act on them. Unfortunately, Crawford was quicker to react, shoving Tank Davis before the two were separated by those around them. Here's what actually unfolded and the statement from Crawford that sparked their latest feud. The 37-year-old from Omaha, Nebraska, has accomplished more than most fighters could ever dream of since turning professional in March 2008. His accolades include winning world titles across 4 weight divisions and securing the undisputed championship in both super lightweight and welterweight. As he gears up for a mega fight against Mexican superstar Canelo Alvarez later this year, Crawford has also taken aim at a reigning world champion, calling them out for what he describes as arrogance.
I just felt like, he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards around.
During an appearance on the Cigar Talk podcast, Crawford opened up about his feelings toward WBA lightweight champion Gervonta Davis, making it clear that he has no fondness for the 30-year-old from Baltimore. "I just really don't like that dude. Like, I really don't like him. I don't like anything about him," Crawford stated. "I feel like he's just one of those arrogant little guys who uses what he has to shield himself. He's always surrounded by a lot of security, and you know what I mean? He's in the limelight and all that, but in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that." When asked if he respects Davis as a fighter, Crawford acknowledged his opponent's skills. Yeah, he's a damn good fighter. You know what I mean? I respect him as a fighter. He's definitely got skills, power, and tremendous boxing ability. But as for his core personality and his ways? Nah.
Talking about no fighting in the ring. If me and you was to fight outside, I will break your neck.
A potential showdown between the American stars seems unlikely to happen anytime soon, given the significant weight gap between them. Crawford's most recent fight was at 154 pounds last August, and his upcoming bout with Canelo is set for 168 pounds, the highest weight division he's ever competed in. On the other hand, Tank's highest weight class is super lightweight, though most of his career success has come at lightweight. With an undefeated 30-0 record, Davis has proven to be an insurmountable challenge for his opponents. He currently holds the WBA belt in a highly competitive lightweight division that is in desperate need of unification bouts.
Man, he's in the limelight and stuff like that, but in certain situations he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah.
But like his core personality and his ways.
Vasyl Lomachenko holds the IBF title, while Shakur Stevenson has the WBC belt. Meanwhile, Gervonta Davis recently claimed the WBO strap from Denis Berinchik with a devastating body shot knockout on Valentine's Day. Crawford was there to watch his training partner take down Berinchik and, in the aftermath, told Fight Hype that Tank wouldn't fare well against either Gervonta or Shakur. "Tank knows what he's up against," Crawford said. "He knows if he's going to fight Shakur or Gervonta, he wants to fight these guys that everyone knows won't give him an easy fight. They might have some skill, but mentally, they won't be able to keep up the whole time. Shakur and Gervonta are the ones who will give him his first loss."
I got into it on social media around that time. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens, or is it like...
Both Shakur and Gervonta share a similar mindset and have voiced their thoughts on a potential showdown with Tank in exclusive interviews with TalkSport over the past few weeks. Gervonta exuded confidence as he drew a comparison between a fight with Gervonta and the beating Crawford delivered to Errol Spence Jr. in July 2023 for the undisputed welterweight title. "I see myself putting the same beating on Gervonta as Terence did on Spence," Gervonta told TalkSport. "I feel like his style is perfect for mine. I'm young, and I don't think it will go the full 12, but I'm ready to go the distance if needed. I'm smarter than him, inside and outside of the ring. I'm just smarter than him, period. The only thing people will always mention is that one punch."
That everybody in the world know they ain't gonna give them no fight. They not mentally there, you know what I mean? They might have a little skills here and there, but mentally wise, they not gonna...
"I have power, and I've knocked out fighters with a single punch, but he's done it consistently. We know he has that one-punch power, but we don't yet know what I'm truly capable of. I only have 12 fights, and I've only been competing at an elite level for 3 of them. This fight with Berinchik will be my 4th, so there are a lot of factors you haven't seen yet. I'm better than what I've shown so far," Stevenson explained. Stevenson has been chasing a fight with Tank for years without success and still doesn't understand why it hasn't materialized. However, he knows the person who can make it happen. "He's the big superstar, the biggest pay-per-view attraction in boxing," Stevenson told TalkSport. "So, with him being the biggest name, it's on him to make it happen."
Keep it up, that whole fight. And them 2 guys right there, you know what I mean, is going to be the ones that, you know, give him his first hit.
"The ball is in his court. I can't say I'm going to send him an offer. Tank's got the money, not me," Stevenson said. "I don't know why it hasn't happened. He's a weird person, to be honest, and I don't have much respect for him." Davis is set to return to the ring on March 1st in Brooklyn against WBA super featherweight champion Lamont Roach. If he comes through the fight unscathed, he's expected to face one of the 3 champions next.
Said no chance.
I got round 5.
Yeah, I got round 6.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah.
Lomachenko seems to be the front runner at this point, as Davis's team reached out to the Ukrainian boxer about a potential fight last year. However, Lomachenko chose to take some time off from the sport instead. Essentially, the potential matchup between Davis and Crawford stemmed from what transpired at the Ring Magazine Awards in London this past January, where Gervonta Davis was notably absent. The entire boxing elite gathered at the London Ring Magazine Awards, but a few notable absences raised eyebrows, with Gervonta Davis being one of the most prominent. Despite announcing his retirement in 2025, Davis, with an undefeated record of 30-0 and 28 knockouts, remains one of boxing's top talents. It's believed that Davis wasn't invited due to his strained relationship with the Riyadh season in Sheikh Turki Alek, who also owns Ring Magazine. Davis seemed upset about the exclusion, feeling snubbed by the event. He made several posts on his X account, which he later deleted. Terence Crawford, taking the opportunity to mock Davis, sparked a back-and-forth on social media that continued into Tuesday. Davis quickly followed up with a series of deleted posts criticizing the organizers and the event attendees. While the reasons behind his absence from the Ring Awards remain unclear, it's apparent that Davis isn't on the best terms with the Riyadh season team. Crawford, meanwhile, seemed to enjoy the situation, taking a jab at Davis. "I see somebody mad they weren't invited to the Ring Magazine Gala. I remember being left out. That's why when they let me in, I crashed the party," Crawford posted, along with some mocking emojis in response to Davis's deleted posts. For context, Crawford had recently met with Sheikh Turki Alik, and reports suggest a potential showdown with Canelo Alvarez later this year. Some users even managed to rescue Davis's deleted posts, shedding light on the ongoing feud. Although the posts were deleted, some publications managed to capture and update them in their reports. In one post, Davis questioned, why didn't they invite everybody, before adding, but they invited people they deal with. Get out of here, stop bum eating. He then seemed to direct his frustration at Eddie Hearn, commenting, look at that little rat, thinking he came up on something. Now tell them all to fight each other since they've got a heavy roster. Davis also took aim at Sheikh Turki Alik, first suggesting that the guests should take the opportunity to fight among themselves. He then criticized Alik, claiming he didn't know anything about boxing. In another deleted post, Davis seemed to target the head of Riyadh's season, suggesting, they want to act like this guy is good for boxing when he's not good at anything. If he's so good, why isn't he building up fighters from where he's from? This guy knows nothing about boxing, and yet that's who they're turning to. Davis's frustration was clear as he continued, they want to act like he's good for the sport when he can't do anything right. Davis then ranted about how, unlike him, many fighters are willing to leave American shores to make money, only to end up with a barely noticeable crowd at their fights. The feud between Davis and Crawford continued into Tuesday, reportedly because Davis bragged to Crawford about having more money. Crawford's response didn't sit well with Davis, who, in more deleted posts, took aim at Bud, calling him out over how much money he makes. I still make more money than you, Davis posted. Y'all think he's chasing greatness, but he's not, that's just what he has to do to make decent money. The first thing a rich fool tells another rich fool is, I have more money than you. I bet I have more investments than you, and I don't owe $1 in taxes. You can't buy anything I can't buy or want, sir, and that's a fact. Let's see who has the longest lasting money. Smart boy Bud Crawford responded to Tank Davis, not with complaints, but with some insults of his own. Fans may find this interesting. Last year, during a press conference for his fight against Lamont Roach, Davis shocked everyone by announcing he would retire from boxing by the end of 2025. If that's the case, many may wonder why he cares so much about things like not being invited to events. However, this isn't the first time Crawford has taken a jab at the Baltimore native. Shortly after Crawford defeated Errol Spence Jr. and became the undisputed welterweight champion, he heard about Davis claiming he could beat him at 147 pounds. Speaking on The Breakfast Club, an unbothered Crawford acknowledged Davis's skills in the ring, but suggested there are levels in boxing. He downplayed the banter, stating, if he comes up to 147 thinking he's just going to knock me out, he's got another thing coming. While a potential clash between the two American boxing icons may never happen, for Crawford, there's only one fight ahead, his bout against Canelo Alvarez. Terence Crawford and Gervonta Davis are currently 3 weight classes apart, though they've both competed in similar divisions in the past. Crawford started his career at lightweight, where Davis is currently a world champion. He then became undisputed at super lightweight, a division where Davis has also held a title. Crawford has since moved up through the ranks, clearing out the welterweight division before making his 154 pounds debut last year. Meanwhile, Davis remains at lightweight, holding the WBA world title and continuing to knock out all challengers. The big-hitting Baltimore native has previously claimed he could knock Crawford out, possibly in jest, but Crawford, the larger man, has warned him not to punch above his weight. While a fight between them seems highly unlikely, some believe it wouldn't be a foregone conclusion. In an interview with Real Life Productions, multi-division world champion Roy Jones Jr. said, "That's a good damn fight," clearly believing it would be a competitive matchup if the two met just under the welterweight limit. He also gave Tank a solid chance, adding, "One reason I don't see anybody around that's going to beat Bud unless it's someone way bigger than him." But don't sleep on the fact that if he and Tank fought at around 145, that's a good damn fight, you understand me? Both fighters have extremely high boxing IQs, and Tank is particularly explosive. That's something Errol Spence didn't have. An explosive fighter can go a long way in boxing, and I was able to cover the weights I did because of my own explosiveness. It's explosiveness that keeps opponents in check. The two Americans will continue their careers separately, with Crawford targeting a fight against super middleweight champion Saul Canelo Alvarez, which would require him to jump up by 14 pounds. Meanwhile, Tank is set to face Lamont Roach Jr. in March, with retirement plans by the end of the year, as mentioned in his latest press conference. Fans of Tank can look forward to his upcoming fight with Lamont Roach Jr., scheduled to take place at the Barclays Center on March 1st. While the much-anticipated fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez seems poised to happen, Gervonta Davis has now thrown his hat into the ring. Crawford and Canelo have reportedly reached an agreement for their mega fight to take place this year, bringing together two of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the sport. The deal is believed to have come together after both fighters met separately with Saudi chief Sheikh Turki Al in London over the weekend, following a year of discussions on whether the fight would actually happen. While most in boxing are thrilled by the prospect of Crawford and Canelo facing off, it seems that another of the sport's biggest stars isn't all that impressed.
Gave a little prediction on the fight, talked about Errol has a metal shield and you have a glass shield, talked about the punch resistance. What do you think of Tank's assessment, man?
With Davis clearly not a fan of the potential fight between Crawford and Canelo, his coach, Calvin Ford, has now weighed in with his opinion on how the fight might unfold. The debate over who would win between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford continues to heat up. It would be one of the biggest matchups in boxing, bringing together two pound-for-pound greats, although it would require Crawford to make a significant jump in weight. Gervonta Davis's trainer, Calvin Ford, recently shared his thoughts on the potential fight in an interview with Fight Hype, and it seems he's leaning toward the Mexican champion.
I mean, you came up from 35, right?
He ain't fighting no real guys at 47.
See, okay. What about, everyone's talking about Errol fighting.
Canelo is the king, Calvin Ford said. It's a good fight, and I'd like to see how it plays out. Canelo has been making some strong moves in his fights. Ford also reflected on Crawford's performance in his last outing, where he moved up to 154 pounds to defeat Israel Madrimov but couldn't secure a stoppage. It was his first fight at that weight, so you can't say he didn't carry the power up there. He had to make adjustments. It's like when Benavidez moved up in weight, it's all about making the right adjustments. I hope Terence Crawford gets another fight at that weight so he can show the world what he's capable of. If it's not there, then we can start questioning.
Crawford, on the other hand, I don't see nobody around that's going to beat Bud unless somebody way bigger than him. But don't sleep on the fact that.
That's all for now. For the latest updates on news, moments, events, and action in the world of boxing, make sure to stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on content like this. Until next time, peace out.
If him and Tank fought at about 145, that's a good daggone fight, you understand me? That's a good damn fight, you understand me? Because they both have very high IQs, and Tank is very explosive. That's the one thing Tank got.
Easy work, I heard him say, I'm easy work. If I was easy work, you would take all that money that he's offering you.
Terence Crawford, Canelo situation, do you think that's a fight where they could get to a weight that makes sense? Do you think that the weight would affect Terence Crawford?
I mean, Canelo's the king. Whatever he say, you know what I'm saying? But it's a good fight. I like to see that fight, the outcome of it, you know what I'm saying? And then watching Canelo been making some good moves, as far as fights and whatnot,
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more exciting videos, make sure to hit the bell icon and stay updated. Subscribe to Boxing Hub now for all the latest in boxing.